James says, what's Deebo's shelf life in the NFL? Should they sign him long-term or not? I think that's a good question. My question for you also is, what do you think of the way the Niners have been using him the last four games? I mean, he missed one, but I mean, this coincides with them winning. He's scored all these touchdowns, 12 targets, 28 carries the last 4 starts for him. It's kind of amazing. That's 7 catches, 12 targets. What do you think of first the usage and then his shelf life, and whether they should sign him long-term or not? I mean, he was closing out the game between the tackles yesterday.
Yeah, I think they should sign him long-term. I understand the fear with his body and the sustainability of this play style. The issue is they have not found for the last 3 years, since week 6 of his rookie year, they have not found a way to replace what Deebo Samuel does. Like, they have not found
He's their Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah, he's a bailout for their offense, really.
Yeah.
Every play with Deebo Samuel, no matter how well you block it or how well you call it, if you throw it to him behind the line of scrimmage, if you run it with him, he turns it into a positive game. Yesterday, I think they ran outside zone with him. It was the 2 guys missed blocks. It should have been a 3-yard loss. He gained 4 yards on it. Like, he's just a different level athlete. And I think for that reason, you have to sign him long term and sign him for sure, not just because he's my favorite player in the NFL. What do I think of his usage? I think I liked his usage yesterday a lot. I thought they were too
5 and 5.
run. I thought they were a little too run heavy with him the weeks before, but I also understood
8-1, 9-1. Yeah.
But the pass game was also very Kittle centric. So it wasn't like they were really going anywhere else. They were just going to Kittle, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I like Deebo being at about 5 carries, 5 receptions. I think that's an ideal spot to be in with him, because I do think at the end of the day, he's still a receiver. I don't want people to forget the first 8 weeks of the season, right? Any
and
big
more dangerous as a
receiver.
receiver. If you have a quarterback getting the ball, I mean, he's sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, it's obvious, but yeah, he's averaging like 20 yards a catch. He should probably get the ball.
He is averaging 20 yards a catch, which is ridiculous, because I feel like his ADOT is probably like 6 or 7 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Probably, absolutely. Let's just knock out a few more of these questions and then get back to the topics. Mike, thank you very much. That's £1. That's $2. That's freaking all the way from the UK, baby. Just wanted to celebrate McGlinchey is still out. Well, it's kind of mean, but I can't say that I haven't noticed that the Niners have been on a tear. And it's probably a coincidence, but it might not be. Justin says, how many yards / TD will Jimmy have, and how many sacks, takeaways will the defense have in general this week?
This week? I think Garoppolo can have about 200 yards passing and a touchdown.
Okay. And the defense, sacks, takeaways? Justin needs to know.
4 or 5 sacks.
Yeah, I think that's
1 takeaway.
Every kick return ends up at the 35 or 40. Joey Sly, he's on a team. Milf Hunter.
Yeah.
Washington.
But Joey Sly was booming those kickoffs. He was booming them.
Niner fans really missing Joey Sly right now. Which games you think we'll see Trey Lance? Possibly week 18 if the Niners sit their starters. Otherwise, they've made it pretty clear that there is no lead that's big enough.
I don't think they're gonna sit their starters week 18 though, because usually they're not. I don't expect them to win their division. So yeah,
that would be the only opportunity at this point.
I think so too.
They did that. Did you hear Coward say that Jimmy G is pushing the ball downfield because he's averaging 9 yards a throw? What's the national media thoughts? I just feel like everyone's trying to help the Niners trade this guy. I mean, just say the nicest things possible. PFF, give him a great grade. Everyone just praise him. But, like, I don't know if teams are really buying it, or they're just like, yeah, Deebo's great. Kittle's great.
I think because he got dumped on a little bit, maybe excessively, and maybe I'll take ownership. Maybe I dumped on him excessively. I don't feel like I did, but I think maybe people felt he got dumped on excessively because the Niners were so open in their search to find a new quarterback, and Kyle Shanahan was so adamant in one presser in March that they traded him for a starting quarterback. We want a starting quarterback. I don't know if anybody can be alive on Sunday.
Yes.
So he was so adamant about that. I think people are coming back and realizing, well, maybe we were a little too harsh. He still is, what he is. But I think at the end of the day, I think everybody's kind of aware of what he is. I think he's kind of been consistent. I don't think he's a consistent quarterback, but I think he's consistently shown that he's a solid starter. I don't know if you can say he's nothing more or nothing less. He's definitely one of the 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL when he's healthy. There's no doubt about that. There's no concerns about that, in my opinion. It's not like Goff, who I think is a fringe starter backup type quarterback, in my personal opinion. So I think people saying this, it's almost reiterating what I think the exact thought process on him was in 19 or 18.